South Africa's ruling ANC party elects a millionaire businessman as leader of the liberation movement. And ECOWAS leaders meet to discuss major issues, admission of Morocco and Mauritania into the regional bloc. Well, viewers, those are the headlines. Thanks for joining us. His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, will travel to the People's Republic of China on a state visit with effect from Tuesday, 19 December, at the invitation of the Chinese President, His Excellency Xi Jinping. President Barrow will hold bilateral talks and meetings with the Chinese head of government and other top Chinese government officials. During his visit, President Barrow will also visit several development projects and industries in Beijing and several Chinese provinces. This would accord him the opportunity to promote the Gambia and its investment opportunities, as well as strengthen bilateral cooperation between the Gambia and the People's Republic of China. The Gambian leader will also have the opportunity to meet and interact with the Gambian community in China. Meanwhile, the Chinese government will also host a state banquet in honor of President Barrow. The President, accompanied by a high-powered delegation, will depart Banjul International Airport tomorrow, Tuesday, December 19, 2017, at 8:30 a.m. Those invited to see him off are requested to be at the airport at least half an hour before departure for the usual ceremonies. World AIDS Day is commemorated globally on the 1st of December every year. The National AIDS Secretariat, together with its development partners, recently commemorated the day on the theme, Right to Health. The event also coincided with the launching of the World AIDS Report 2017 by the First Lady, Her Excellency, Madam Fatouba Barrow. Mamadou Diallo tells us more.
Stakeholders in the fight against HIV/AIDS last week gathered at the Caravan Beach Hotel to commemorate World AIDS Day. The event provides a platform for the stakeholders to review and reflect on the impact of the disease on people and nations. Osman Dali, Director of the National AIDS Secretariat, in his welcome remarks, spoke at length about the HIV/AIDS pandemic, its effect on society and government's response in controlling its spread. The President Coordinator, Ade Mamoya Lakoje, said that the Gambia has made significant progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS, adding that more needs to be done to sustain and scale up the response.
HIV prevalence remained relatively low at 1.9% according to the 2014 Demographic Health Survey. Of the estimated 21,000 people living in HIV and AIDS, 6,081 are on treatment. However, we should not be complacent. There is still a vital need to know our status, treat all with the virus and maintain them on treatment, increase awareness, mobilize resources, and fight the stigma and discrimination that are associated with HIV and AIDS. Let us not forget, zero new HIV infection, zero discrimination, and zero AIDS-related death by 2030 are achievable.
The Permanent Secretary Technical at the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Janko Jimara, said HIV/AIDS continues to be a major threat and a global challenge which requires concerted efforts from all stakeholders.
Today, 39.6 million people are living with HIV/AIDS, with 1.2 million deaths from AIDS-related illness, and 20 million new HIV infections occurring in 2014 alone. The devastating impact by AIDS-related illness is very real, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, where the majority of new HIV infections occur. Recently, adopted Sustainable Development Goals commit us to accelerate progress towards ending the AIDS epidemic by 2030.
The World AIDS report was launched by the First Lady. According to the report, over 2 million people access treatment in the year under review, showing a rise in numbers compared to previous years. This it attributes to what it calls the courage and determination of people living with the disease and the collaboration and commitment of all stakeholders. Mohamed Diallo, GRTS News.
The Commission of Inquiry into financial dealings of former President Jammeh and close associates continued sittings on Monday. The managing directors of Trust Bank and Standard Chartered Bank revealed several transactions involving government officials and business associates of Yahya Jammeh. Barbara Kamara tells us more.
Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted account opening information, payments of account, and transaction documents. That's the Operation Save a Baby account, the AU First Lady's account, the Higher Education account, PAC Task Force account, and 3 accounts on the hospital for the treatment of HIV and AIDS, asthma and diabetics, Dalasi account, dollar account, and Dalasi savings account.
Those were the accounts presented to the Commission of Inquiry admitted as exhibits on the ongoing testimony by the Managing Director of Trust Bank Limited, Ibrahim Asala. His testimony has been explicit on many accounts operated by the former president, except this one.
You have debited this account with debt you said that the ex-president left behind, that 700 and to the tune of 766,000 owed. So, why was this account treated in that manner? The previous accounts that were treated in that manner had the president as sole signatory. Now, in this one, he is not the sole signatory.
And the forms, he is not the sole signatory, but I think in terms of the transactions, he actually conducted the account. He operated the account.
The sole signatory or dual signatory is not a basis. When the loans were given out, they were supposed to be collateralized or given clean. That's the basis for debiting and offsetting. Whether he operated it single-handedly or he had somebody standing beside him, it's not a basis. I think what you've explained was it was an arbitrary action by the banking officials to clear it.
Also appearing before the Commission for the first time was the Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank. His testimony centered on the sale of Kairaba Beach Hotel, amongst other transactions linking the bank with public funds. Mustafa Njai, Managing Director of Tough Holding Company Limited, also appeared for the first time before the Commission regarding on his agreement with the former government for the sale and distribution of the AU shares.
We have to rise now.
Yes.
Sitting continues.
Okay.
Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
Participants drawn from the Gambia and beyond have been meeting in Banjul to discuss means of improving human rights and the respect for international laws, Seydou Kamara reports.
This forum brought together magistrates to discuss issues of human rights in the country. The Executive Director of Institute Human Rights Development Africa, Geso, said the forum will discuss critical issues regarding the promotion of human rights in the Gambia.
We work across Africa to promote and defend human rights, and especially to promote the use and effectiveness of the African human rights system. Our work includes capacity building for state and non-state actors in the promotion, defense, and protection of human rights on the continent. We provide pro bono legal assistance to victims of human rights violations.
Justice Jibu Jammeh highlighted the role of the judiciary in promoting the Gambia's international human rights obligation. He said the seminar will touch on issues such as the children and women's rights, and as well as other international conventions.
On the basis of this Universal Declaration of Human Rights, I think the International Convention on Economic and Social and Cultural Rights was established. And since then, other conventions followed, which in light constitute what we generally now call human rights, and it includes specifically children's rights, women's rights, and so on and so forth.
The forum is the latest initiative in efforts aimed at ensuring the promotion of the rights of people and the adherence to the rule of law.
The Gambia has committed itself to have singled out some articles of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which I find particularly relevant to our topic under discussion. These are Articles 8, 9, 10, and 11, which read as follows, and I quote, Article 8, everyone has the right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights granted him by the Constitution or by law. Article 9, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile. Article 10, everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal in the determination of his rights and obligations and of any criminal charge against him. Article 11, subsection 1, everyone charged with a penal offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proved guilty, according to law, in a public trial at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense.
Official of Institute of Human Rights Development Africa said they are ready to work with the government of the New Gambia in promoting and protecting human rights. Seydou Camara, GRTS News.
A Gambian national who has been living in the United States for several years recently returned to the country. Umi Andrews used the opportunity to call on government to ensure that Gambians in the diaspora vote during elections. She spoke to GRTS's Ibrahima Balde about her homecoming.
Yeah, freedom, freedom is priceless. It's priceless, and I feel that anywhere I go, people are really adapting to the situation. It is like people were yearning for this freedom and they got it. So everywhere you go, people are excited, people are happy, and to tell you the truth, it's like a 360-degree turn, because people were not talking before. Now people are talking when they see you, they talk to you and all that. And I think that it is a good thing that Gambians have reclaimed their freedom, which I guess, as I've said before, that freedom is priceless. And everybody, see, all of you, freedom is priceless. And with freedom, I think there will be progress, because a lot of ideas will come. Instead of being scared to put forth your ideas, you will be able to do it, because you will say, well, I'll do it. They either take it or leave it, In the other hand, if it were that there was no freedom, you were scared, even though you know something that will give us progress. You wouldn't say it because you would be scared. So freedom brings a lot.
There are a lot of people from the diaspora who are returning back to the country to enjoy the freedom that we found, that we have actually found here in the Gambia. What are the expectations people from the diaspora about the new Gambia? How can you contribute towards the development of this country?
Well, first off, because Gambia belongs to all of us, everybody. You live in the Gambia, you live abroad, it's all, you're Gambian, you are part of the development, you should be part of the development, and you shouldn't wait to be called upon to come and be part of it. And on the other hand, the authorities, the people we put in place, should be ready to accept us and to listen to us and keep their doors open and be very accommodating to us from the diaspora. And most of us come here to see how conducive the environment is, so that we can pack up and come, maybe build our own companies and like employ people, because government alone cannot do everything. Or we are coming here to do philanthropy work, like me, I'm a healthcare provider. I would love to help the hospital, work with the hospital and so forth. So what I would advise authorities, my little advice to them would be to be open to us, because most of us are coming here to give our ideas, and if we want to invest in Gambia, they should give us the upper hand.
Aside from opening up to you people that is in the diaspora, are you looking forward to seeing that the diaspora is represented at the National Assembly, for instance, and that this law about dual citizenship is also lifted? Are those some of the reforms that you looking forward to in the new Gambia?
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, that's one thing that we should do, because once we have representation, then it will be good for us, because our ideas and what we want for the development of our nation at least would be fought for in the National Assembly. And for our voting rights, we want, you know, that too to be, because if we are not represented there, they would know our problems and what our plight is and what we want from the government of the Gambia. So we would love to have representation in the parliament.
Well, on that note, thank you very much, Madam Andrews, for this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
GRTS's Ibrahim Abalde speaking to Umi Andrews, a Gambian based in the U.S. We will take our first commercial break now. We will be back with news from outside the Gambia right after this break.
Carry your bank everywhere you go with the GT Bank Gambia mobile app. Take control of your account anytime, anywhere with ease and security. Do your banking the smart way with the GT Bank Gambia mobile app. Check your account balance, transfer funds, binary cash power and mobile credit, withdraw money from our ATM and POS, and pay your bills, request for a birth card or Visa card, check your Forex rates, and do so much more in just a few steps. Download the GT Bank Gambia mobile app today from Google Play Store or Apple Store. Do your banking the smart way. Do your banking now with the GT Bank Gambia mobile app. Terms and conditions apply. GT Bank, wouldn't you rather bank with us? Carry your bank.
Welcome back. Africa's oldest liberation movement, the African National Congress, has elected a new leader. Cyril Ramaphosa narrowly defeated his main challenger, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, in a bitterly fought election during the ANC's 5-day Congress. The millionaire businessman will replace President Jacob Zuma as leader of the ANC and serve as candidate of the ruling party in 2019 presidential elections. CNN's David Mackenzie has more.
ANC delegates pray for unity before welcoming the president central to their party's decline. This is the public face of a bitter battle. The ANC has lost supporters as Zuma faces hundreds of allegations of corruption and fraud. So delegates hope this crucial vote for his replacement as party leader will signal the rebirth of their once proud ANC, sending a message to South Africa and the world. They're openly disagreeing with the party's leadership, so this is democracy in action, but less than 5,000 people will make a choice for more than 60 million South Africans. Just down the road in Soweto, on the street where Nelson Mandela lived, South Africans died in the struggle against apartheid.
We didn't know that what is it that we are going to meet when we arrive at the
Vilakazi Street. The survivors are disillusioned with the party of Mandela. Opa Maloto says the ANC has lost its way.
It's a painful thing. You really have a question mark that do these people know how much we have sacrificed for this country?
It was at this same venue as well.
He says whether the deputy president or a former minister and Zuma's ex-wife win, the ANC must still reckon with the rot. And the woman perhaps most responsible for exposing the allegations agrees.
So a lot of it is about President Zuma, but is it only about President Zuma? No, that would be a mistake, because I think the waters have been poisoned.
Zuma denies all the charges of corruption, and he's famous for surviving scandal. Will the ANC overcome his legacy? David Mackenzie, CNN, Johannesburg.
West African leaders have been meeting in the Nigerian capital Abuja for the 52nd ECOWAS Heads of State and Government Summit. The annual event has brought together 15 member nations, with Morocco and Mauritania looking to become a part of the regional bloc. CGTN's Sophia Adengo reports.
ECOWAS Vision 2020.
Leaders from West Africa gather for a roundtable discussion as the Economic Community of West African States, also known as ECOWAS. Top on the agenda, the West African migrant populations in Libya, militancy in the Sahel, and regional trade. In his address, President Muhammadu Buhari urged members of the regional body to reaffirm their efforts towards the return of stranded migrants in the North African country.
May I suggest that we look into the possibility of putting in place a well-run regional mechanism for the evacuation, resettlement, and empowerment of stranded ECOWAS citizens abroad. Meanwhile, we should step up dialogue with our European partners in our efforts to jointly address these challenges which affect us all.
After hours of discussion, the leaders agreed to uphold political stability while aiding in the peaceful transfer of power in the member country Guinea-Bissau. Although President Muhammadu Buhari announced the gradual withdrawal of Nigerian troops from a peacekeeping mission there, calling for independent elections.
With regards to our sister nation, Guinea-Bissau, it is worrisome that the continuing political deadlock is taking its toll on the people, on good governance and the resources of member states, particularly troops from contributing countries to the ECOWAS mission in Guinea-Bissau. I therefore strongly urge all the stakeholders in Guinea-Bissau to respect their undertakings in plans to resolve the political impasse.
Leaders of ECOWAS also agreed in principle to accept Morocco's bid for membership. Member nations of the bloc do not share border territory with Morocco, although the country has had strong bilateral ties with all ECOWAS member states. Consideration was also made for the readmission of Mauritania after the country withdrew its membership to the regional body in the year 2000. One of the key issues emerging from the talks is in strengthening ECOWAS from within through institutional reforms, a move many member nations say is vital to the future stability of the body. ECOWAS has made significant progress in easing travel restrictions in West Africa for member states and has started the process of establishing a single West African currency, providing a basis, experts say, to facilitate better trade and offer a more regionally shared identity. Sophia Dengo for CGTN, Abuja, Nigeria.
Time now to take another short commercial break. We will be back right after this. Stay with us.
More to your load.
Push yourself to your limit.
How far can you go?
Think you can handle more?
You Sell to You bundle just got a whole lot bigger. Now you can get QCell megabytes in 3, 5, 8, 10 and 13 gigabytes. Just dial *303# and choose your bundle package up to 13 gigabytes.
You can now buy bundles for another number on the same menu.
For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell.
Sunyu Sim.
Sunyu Bundle.
Sunyu Boss. We innovate. Others follow.
GT Bank is back again. Yes! Last year we gave away a brand new Hyundai Accent. This year we are giving out a Hyundai Tucson 4-wheel. Isn't that cool? For a limited time only, you can stand a chance of winning bags of rice, onions, sugar and 20 liters of pure vegetable cooking oil by maintaining a deposit balance of $10,000 to $50,000 in your GT Bank account for 3 months. And when you deposit over $50,000, you could win a motorcycle, fridge freezer or a 32-inch LED TV. And even more, maintain over $200,000 in your GT Bank account from April to December and stand a chance to win a brand new Hyundai Tucson or catch a return ticket to Dubai plus $2,000 pocket money or a bedroom set. So start saving now and be a winner with GT Bank. GT Bank Save and Win. Terms and conditions apply. GT Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Over now to the weather report from the Central Forecast Office. Before we take leave of you, a recap of the day's main stories. President Adama Barrow is set to travel to the People's Republic of China on Tuesday. First Lady Fatouba Barrow has launched the World AIDS Report as part of events marking World AIDS Day. South Africa's ruling ANC party has elected a millionaire businessman as leader of the liberation movement. And ECOWAS leaders meet to discuss major issues, admission of Morocco and Mauritania into the regional bloc. Well, viewers, that was all in this edition of the